Alright, so this is Mike with Play More Games, and here we are with our second unboxing of the week. So I can say, promises made, promises kept. Here is The War, Europe, 1939 to 1945 unboxing. So this is the Compass Games reprint, and you have the cover of the Pacific was Marines raising the flag on Iwo Jima, and here you have the Soviets flying the flag over the Reichstag. So very cool picture, and you can see it kind of wraps around on the sides here. Let's take a quick look at the back. Alright, so we have a nice sample of the map. Couple of paragraphs, description of the game, design team here, Ernest Copley, the game designer, developer Paul Shackleton, and graphic design Mark Maffey. So sorry I had to flip that because I have the camera on the other end of the table as if we were speaking across from each other, because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing as opposed to trying to peek over the camera. Okay, so here we have unit samples for Commonwealth, United States, Soviets, French, Italians, Germans, status markers, complexity. This one's rated 7 out of 10, the other is rated 8 out of 10. Of course, your mileage may vary. This game starts in 1939, or as advertised on the front of the box. The war Pacific does have some Japanese-Chinese war scenarios. So if this is anything like the last one, let's expect lots and lots of sheets, lots and lots of charts. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so here we have our espionage decks and our, I think these are like cheat sheets as well. Two 10-sided dice. Alright, so here we have our first map and our second map. I will set those to the side for just a second. Let's see. We have our big binder of rules. I'm going to say scenario books and charts. So I'll set that aside as well. And here we have, oh, looks like we already have a stray counter. Commonwealth Fleet is already set to sail. All right. So hopefully that's just an extra and not something that is just floating around here. All right. So here we have force pool cards. So we have Italy and France on this one. This is a scenario sequence of play, and one of the things that I have really grown to enjoy is that they have a separate sequence of play for each scenario that separates out the stuff that you don't need, which I think is really nice. That's a neat addition, and it really helps you when you are first learning. So here we have some unit rates. Another sequence of play. This one is for the Barbarossa scenario. This one is for the 41 to 45 campaign game start. Here we have a classic terrain effects chart. These folded ones are also going to be scenarios. We have economic counters. We have minor setup here. This is minor setup. So we have German and Italian naval construction pool. We have the United States force pool. We have the Soviet force pool. German force pool, British force pool, and here we are back at the start. Alright. So I still don't know where this came from. This might just be an extra. So the game is already imbalanced. That's a poor joke. Please don't get mad at me. Alright. So Same deal as before. These look like the new Compass Games counter sheets, and they look like they're ready to just fall right off. So I'm going to leave them in the plastic because, yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I'm just pushing lightly on the front, and you know, you've got 8 or 9 counter sheets here and there. They're just ready to go. They want to fight. They want to be used. So let's set that there, and we'll set our extra fleet there as well. And let's take a look at the rules of play. Okay, so done up very nicely bound. Tremendous index. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I pointed this out in the last video as I read through it, is that a lot of the charts that are in here are also in the player aids, so you don't have to really sweat like the rules length. And fortunately, if you follow the sequence of play that's outlined, like if you read the stuff at the start, it teaches you like some of like the definition and terms. You can just kind of follow the sequence of play, and you really don't need to read the rule book cover to cover to start with. Or if you do, because that might be a good place to start, you don't have to worry about retaining 100% of it. You know? Okay, so then the next thing we have is we have this bound up book of charts here. I think this is like the errata, and this is just mostly, and these pages are blank. These are mostly just things that are like, second paragraph, first sentence should read, every minor country target instead of neutral target country. First paragraph, second to last sentence should read, reduces Germany's number of oil factors by 1. There's that. Next up is the charts and tables that I mentioned before. Again, we probably saw most of these as we were flipping through the rule book. They're just repeated here. And then there's worksheets at the end that I'm sure you can make copies of, no problem, for your records. And then we have our scenario book. And in our scenarios, we have Poland 39, Norway and France 1940. We have the Atlantic Lifeline scenario, the Regia Marina, the North Africa Barbarossa. You have a 44 to 45 campaign, an East Front and a West Front version. Then you have a couple of campaign games, 42 to 43, 41 to 45, and then of course everyone's favorite, 39 to 45. And the scenario instructions, they're very clear, they're very succinct. If you use the sequence of plays that are included with them, you'll do fine. You have player's notes at the ends here. I say you'll do fine. I haven't played it yet, but it seems manageable to grasp. I won't lie to you and say that it's going to be easy, but it does appear to be manageable. So let's take a look at the maps really quickly. And because I still have Heracles set up behind me, I'm not going to set them out all at once. So we're just going to kind of take a look at what I can show you here. So this is the East Front, and you can see the lines of flags of the Baltics here. Estonia, Latvia, my family, my wife's family, which is my family now. So that's kind of like the reverse Freudian slip. Like I said it right the first time, then I corrected myself when I didn't need to. In any case, that's where they're from originally, at least one branch of the tree. Lithuania, you have East Prussia, you have Poland, Eastern Poland, and then you have Transylvania, which I'm sure will be incorporated, Romania, you have Bessarabia, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, over here the Soviet Union, down here Turkey. Now I am going to slide this up just a little. You probably won't see too much play down here unless things have gone really terribly for the Allies. Because here's Tobruk. So this is probably about as far as hopefully the Axis will go. Hopefully you can stop them before they get to Cairo. Then you have Jerusalem, British Palestine, French Syria, Saudi Arabia, all of that good stuff. If you draw a straight line from my finger, there's Basra over there. And if you draw a straight line from my finger here, there's Baku. Lots of oil to be won over there. Hopefully you can stop the Axis from getting their hands on it. Let's look at the other map sheet. Okay. Alright, and now we can get a good look at the Western Allies. There's a US box if you follow my finger over here. Here we have the Sceptred Isles and Ireland. Over here is Spain. Here you have France. Here you have the heart of the Reich. You have Italy. Let's shift it down just a little. Alright, now you have Italian Libya, French Tunisia. There are some tracks over here for tracking the turn. I don't remember seeing all of the flags on the Pacific map, but probably not as necessary as opposed to here, keeping all of this information straight. So I like the maps. Let me see if I can kind of lift it a little bit closer. They look nice and colorful. Convey information clearly. Because I don't think there's a ton of information on the map, because a lot of times, especially in strategic games, the map will get cluttered. So, alright, there's probably some sort of terrain modifier here. Oh, there's a river, there's probably a terrain modifier for that, but it doesn't make it too dense to be unplayable. So, let's grab that, grab this, and I will throw everything else back in there. Well, actually we'll probably keep that near the top because I'm going to need that. Put the cards back. Alright. So that was a very quick look at the war, Europe. I didn't spend as much time as I did on the Pacific version, chiefly because this is the reprint, so hopefully you're familiar with it, but I had a very good grasp on everything that was in the box, having just unboxed the other one 3 or 4 days ago. So my biggest, I guess, decision right now is to whether I'm going to start with Europe or the Pacific. I am leaning towards Pacific because that is the newer title. It's probably a bit more polished, but I also I have a lot of War in Europe games. I don't have as many War in the Pacific games, so I do want to try something that's at least a little bit more new and novel to me. So thanks for checking out the unboxing. If you haven't already, check out the What's on My Table video series, because I take a good look at Pericles in that. And just stay tuned, and hopefully we'll start seeing some war content on the table soon, some more Pericles, and we'll catch you all later. Thanks again for watching. This is Mike, and happy gaming. Bye.